Hello, everybody. This is Sean Cook from HigherEdCareerCoach.com. This week, I've been concentrating on articles about work-life balance, and obviously time management is a huge part of this equation. So I'd like to take some time to show you a tool I've been using to really get real about how I'm spending my time and whether I'm being productive. It's called RescueTime, and I found out about it from a member of the Third Tribe Marketing Group. Her name is Linda, and she runs a great site called SmartStartCoach.com, and they've got a lot of great resources there. So be sure to check out her site as well. There are some free resources there that are really good, and some paid programs as well. I've been lucky to participate in one of their paid programs, and I'm getting a lot of use out of it. So SmartStartCoach.com. I also mentioned that I met her through Third Tribe Marketing, which is a site run by Copy Blogger Media, which is Brian Clark's company, and also headed up by Brian Clark, Darren Rouse of Pro Blogger, Chris Brogan of Social Media 101, among many, many other things, and Sonia Simone, who also writes for Copy Blogger. So that's just a little hint into some of the things that I do to stay more productive and where I get some of my ideas. I want to give credit where credit's due. But let's talk about RescueTime. Basically, the idea of RescueTime is that it helps you see how you're really spending your time by monitoring what you're doing on the computer and then allowing you to see reports. So it really is a great tool. They claim that it recovers 3 hours and 54 minutes of productive time per week per person. I would say that's probably been true for me. And you'll also see that it integrates well with Google. You can sign in with Google or with Google Apps. I use Google Apps for my mail and calendar and document management. So this is a really good thing that ties in well with that. So we're going to go ahead and sign in here with my Google Apps login. And this takes us to a dashboard page, and it shows you, usually as a default, if you set your default settings, it shows you your productivity for the week, and you can see it 24/7 or Monday through Friday. Okay. You can also see, again, how productive you've been on a given day. Okay. And a little while ago I was more productive, but I guess I've been slacking off for the last few minutes because my score just dipped a little bit. But that shows you your productivity for the day. You can take a look at how productive you've been this month or this year. And that also gives you a comparison to their overall group, which I think is great. Now, I have some defaults for 9 to 5 because I aspire to have a regular work day from 9 to 5. But the truth is I do a lot of my work after hours. So I can also see 24/7. I can see where I'm spending my time. Okay, as it loads this data, you'll see that my average for the year, my 24/7 productivity is 0.6, and the average user is 0.73. But, you know, that's pretty good considering I really don't think when I started using this that I had the handle I needed on how I was spending my time. But since the 9 to 5 score looks better, and you know, is more conventional workday. Let's go back to that. And you'll see that I'm in the top half of productivity. That's something I guess to be proud of. So I'm about average. And you'll see that the scores range from -2 to +2 on their scale. This gives me an overview of how I spent my time this year since I installed the application. And you'll see these different colors. These colors represent the productivity scores, okay? And we'll go over how that works in just a second, okay? So I'm going to go back to by week. And you'll see how I spent my time this week. I spent about 5 hours and 9 minutes this week communicating with people. I have a communication and scheduling rank. That's my top category for how I've spent my time. Design and composition, uncategorized. This is a time that they don't have a description for. I'm doing my best to get this number down. Okay, social networking, business prospecting, working on utilities on my computer, reference stuff, reading the news, software development, which I don't do much of, and then shopping. And you see, I don't spend money. So that's a breakdown of how I've been spending my time. You are also allowed to put things into categories, and you can see how long you spend on email, again, design, social networking, writing, customer relations. I'm trying to get my writing number up and my email number down. So this gives me a visual way to look at it. Also shows me that I need to spend more time on intelligence, which is researching my field and my competition and better ways to work with my website. More time on marketing for sure. Calendar management, not so much. Video editing, I am doing some more video editing, so hopefully this number will go up as I get into more vlogging. Okay, so you can see the categories. You can actually see your activities as well. This is where you're spending your time. And again, these times, some of them are automatically guessed at by RescueTime because they're common applications, like your hosted Gmail. You are allowed to say how productive that is to you. Okay, if you use your Gmail for actual business communication, which I do on this account, you can give it a productivity score of 1. I've decided that emailing people is since many of those people are clients or prospective clients, is a productive activity. I ranked it as 1. If I change my mind on that, I can change the ranking to neutral. Okay, but I feel it's productive, so we're going to put that back at 1. Time I'm working on my site, because I don't really read my site unless I'm working on. I do read it, but when I'm there, I'm working on it. So I consider that very productive. It's the front end for my business. If I'm using OpenOffice, I'm working on something for a client. That is brings in money, therefore it is productive. I also have another Gmail account. This is related to volunteer activities I do in the community, and I've stated that that is a neutral time for me. Family time offline. Since I don't know what I'm doing, that is neutral. Twitter is automatically considered very distracting. Now, I've left it at that because I do believe that it does have the potential to distract me. But I could change that because it's not the worst thing in the world. I want to be as honest as I can. In general, most people find it distracting. Third Tribe Marketing, which I mentioned before, I get great ideas, great networking with really influential people. I think that's productive. It doesn't make me any money, so it's not a 2, but I put it down as a 1. Non-paid offline meetings, these are usually client consultations, phone calls about people who are interested in my services. That's neutral. I generally consider that neutral. Gist, which is a productivity tool I've also covered on this site, that basically helps with customer relations and also kind of follows into business intelligence. You'll find out some more when I do a screencast about that. Facebook, distracting. Firefox, just randomly figuring out how Firefox works. That's distracting. New me, which is a coaching referral service. They send me client leads. I consider that productive. So you get an idea, okay? So you can tell how I've been spending my time, okay? And gives you an accurate picture of what you're using. Now here's the kicker. Productivity, okay? Gives you a score based on your self-evaluated rankings for how productive you're being. And obviously you want to be more in the blue than the red, okay? And being in the purple is not so bad. But this week, the week of October 10th through 16th, I have had an average of 5 hours and 39 minutes total productive time. I have had 5 hours and 21 minutes of very productive time, and 2 hours and 12 minutes of neutral time, and nearly 2 hours of distracting time. So that's 2 plus what? 2 here, right? Plus 5, almost 5.5. So we'll say here this is 12 hours of being very productive during my average work week. Now, my goal as a coach and a solo lifestyle entrepreneur is to spend a lot more time with my family and doing things that are not considered conventional work. So my goal is to spend 20 hours a week doing the hardcore stuff. And you'll see that I'm doing okay in this category because I'm spending about 12 hours being productive or very productive according to my own standards, and about 2.5 hours neutral. So that's 15 hours. Obviously, I have some work to do. I also may have some re-ranking to do to be a little more honest with myself, but seeing it has been very helpful. This is the next part is a really great thing because it lets you set goals for how you spend your time. And then it gives you warnings if you're not meeting those goals. Now, my goal here, all productive time, I want to have more than 4 hours of productive time a day, okay? Because I want ideally to work, have solid work for a good half day, okay? Now, productive time, my goal there is to have 4 hours of all productive time. I want to spend more than an hour writing each week because blogs are a big part of my business. I want to be distracted by social networking for less than an hour. Okay. I want to do professional networking for at least half an hour. I'm not doing too great in that category. I want more customer relations. You see I'm spending less than 5 minutes a day on customer relations. Need to work on that. And then marketing is a huge, huge challenge. You'll see I'm spending about 2 minutes a day on marketing when I really need to be spending a lot more. Calendars, less than half an hour. That's fine with me because I really don't need to spend a lot of other time. I'd like to see my number of meetings go up and time that I'm working on business and finance go up because that means that more money is coming in. So that shows how things are working. Then you can take a look at your efficiency. And this efficiency score shows, where you could be doing better. Obviously, if an average user is efficient at the 0.83 level, I've got some work to do to be a little more efficient. But this is, again, helping me be more honest with myself about how I'm spending my time. A lot of this is in the background. It's automatic, and it is very affordable. There is a free version you can use. I decided to upgrade to the paid version, which was $50-something a year, but very much well worth it to me.